Now, the fire in the Parliamentary precinct has flared up yet again, this after firefighters managed to contain the blaze yesterday. A fire gutted the National Assembly and severely damaged other parts of Parliament on Sunday morning. A 49-year-old suspect has since been arrested and charged with housebreaking, theft as well as arson. Our reporter Monique Mortlock is following the story and joins us yet again live. Monique, what's the latest pertaining the fire?
While we see firefighters behind us still battling to get those flames under control, I have with me now the City of Cape Town's Fire and Rescue Services, Jermaine Cardle. So just to give us an update, Jermaine, we've been feeling the wind sort of changing direction, picking up, dying down again. Right now it seems to be dying down. We don't want to speak too soon. What can you tell us about how the fire flared up again on the National Assembly roof?
Well, I think that was just before 5 that we got the emergency call that from our guys that was on scene that the fire flared up inside the roof area. So that whole section now has burned through the roof area, from the roof void, the rafters and everything is burned through. And as you can see now, we've got about 10 firefighting appliances and about 60 personnel battling this fire. As you alluded to earlier, the wind, we just hope that the wind is dying down, because that's one of the elements that unfortunately we cannot control. All the other stuff that's we can control, there's enough water, there's enough manpower. I can say confidently maybe in the next 3 to 4 hours there would be some calm and normality restored within the CBD.
And what is the concerns right now? Because to me, a layman person, it seems as if the flames are just continuing unabated. Is there a possibility of the roof completely collapsing?
Well, if the roof collapses, it will only go to the 4th floor. But the guys are there. They're obviously safe. They've got the Bronto up there attacking the fire from the top side, and we've got guys on the side of the building from where the speakers offices are. So they're attacking that fire from there.
And in terms of, a little earlier we heard Public Works and Infrastructure Minister telling us about how it's still a volatile situation. This is before the flare-up, warning us as the media to stay away. They can't allow us on the premises due to temperatures still being quite high inside. Is it still dangerous even for firefighters to venture in, and that's why we're seeing them attacking it from those aerial positions?
Yes, we still have that hot air and gases rising up from the ground floor up through the 4th floor and now through the roof. That's why you can see one of the guys that came in, they're working with SCBA cylinders, and that's the cylinders that we use to work in those type of environments, to work inside with smoke lock, and there's oxygen deficiency, and that's why the guys work like that. And obviously throughout the evening we'll obviously have to get the relief crews in to freshen up the guys, because they've been working now for about 6 hours continuously, and we need to refresh that and continue with firefighting operations. We've got capable guys currently here, and I think the city's firefighters are doing a sterling job under the circumstances. We must look past the flare-up. The guys are working tirelessly, and I think we can again commend the firefighters for a sterling job that they are performing.
Thank you very much. That was the City of Cape Town's Fire and Rescue Services, Jermaine Cardle, sir, giving us an update there. I'm going to ask my colleague Crescendo Low just to show you what the situation is at the moment. Jermaine was talking about the fact that the firefighters need to attack these flames from an aerial position, from the side, due to how dangerous the situation is just inside the National Assembly building. And he did say that if the roof does collapse, it won't be the end of the world exactly, because it will only fall onto the 4th floor, posing no real danger to those who might be on the ground floor. And we do know that the Public Works and Infrastructure Minister, Patricia de Lille, is expected to come back to Parliament for more of an update. We see, I'm just going to ask my colleague Crescendo Low, we see the Minister is actually here. She is on the side, but we'll catch up with her now. She's just speaking to the media on the side. If we can just see what is happening. We see the Minister and Parliamentary spokesperson Moloto Motapo is there. We're just going to ask our viewers, because this is a developing story, my colleague Crescendo Low and I are just going to try and move a bit closer to get the update firsthand.
We'll get it.
House Chairperson of Committees for the National Assembly in this non-introduction. Minister.
Thank you so much. I was in contact with President Cyril Ramaphosa, who asked me for a report as to what is happening. I gave him a brief report and promised him that I will come back to the site. And so we are back here. Just to give you some information, we are using technology to take photographs what's happening at the back of Parliamentary building. Now, the ambulance services are in control of the drones. They have agreed that by 7:15 they've agreed that by 7:15 tonight, they will share some of the footage with the media so that we can send out a message to the public that we are in control and that we are doing whatever we can to contain this fire. So I'm just coming to tell you that together with the chairperson, we'll come back to you with footage of the fire at about 7:15, 7:20. But it's very sad what is happening here. You know, normally you do have these flare-ups after a fire has been extinguished, but we didn't expect it to be so bad. So we are trying our best, and again, the fire teams, the police, everybody on standby. And so we will keep you up to date for as long as possible into the night. Minister, at least I went home to go and have something to eat. I don't know about you guys.
Minister, I didn't hear the first few seconds of what you said. I don't know if you mentioned the report. One of the questions I'm being asked is, will this flare-up affect when you guys will be getting that report, the initial preliminary report?
Yes, most definitely. I just spoke to the engineers now. They were able to get some footage today, and then the fire flared up. So they've hardly done a lot today, but we are hoping that by tomorrow they'll be able to deploy their drones again to get more footage. But it will certainly impact on the Friday preliminary report that we were going to receive, because there's one day just gone. Yes.
Yeah, but of course, between now and during the course of the night, the minister as well as the leadership of Parliament will be engaging with the firefighters, the leadership of the firefighters, to get an up-to-date information with regard to what could have caused the flare-up, what are the further areas that could have been affected and damaged by the fire, and just to get all the information with regard to also the status of the building. As the minister is saying, these engineers have arrived in Cape Town. Their work, of course, has been delayed, but not derailed by this flare-up. So we are confident that by tomorrow morning, or as and when that information becomes available, we will continue to brief you.
Well, I know you have limited staff inside, but which of the from Parliament side, which staff do you guys have inside, and what are they doing to assist?
Well, this is an expert, function. It's not something that, any other person can assist. Of course, all of us, we are looking helplessly, but we have got confidence. The presiding officers and the minister have expressed their confidence and their appreciation at the bravery and the courage that these firefighters are putting into, bringing the fire under control. And they are doing their best under very serious and also risky and dangerous, circumstances. And the leadership has been here, as you would have seen from the onset. They've been providing them with moral support, and that is the best that can be done at the moment.
Yes, no, I must inform you that we were in a meeting with the 3 Deputy National Commissioners, Minister of Police, who gave us an update of what they are currently doing. The investigations are continuing, and they are looking at some of the footage that is available. It was during that meeting that we alerted that the western side of the building on the 5th floor was flaring up, and we were quite shocked to see the extent to which that part of the building is now being basically destroyed So a lot of the work that is being done by the firefighters is now concentrating on that section there. We have been informed that it looks as if the fire was spreading towards the back, Minister.
Yes,
and that's where the footage will become very important. Yes. One of our key concerns was that the direction of the wind was blowing towards the mountain at that stage, and we were worried about the possible impact on Tainis. But the city responded very quickly, the fire and emergency services, to ensure that there's teams on standby there to fight the fire from that side if it should go towards that building there. So that building is currently secured. And we do not at this stage have a concern. However, we will keep our eyes on the developments as it unfolds, because the wind can play a role. And we must continuously express, as presiding officers, our gratitude to the fire and emergency services who's doing an outstanding work. They are very tired and they are being refreshed on a regular basis with fresh teams arriving. And we are certain that they will manage to finally put out the blaze with a commitment that we've seen from them very, very soon.
Mrs. Minister, Alan Heyman from the Sunday Times. Did the sprinkler system in Parliament work?
Well, the reports that we got was that the maintenance check was done on the 21st of December. Remember on the 21st of December we had a total blackout in the city centre and also on the Atlantic seaboard. Thereafter the maintenance teams came in and they made sure that everything was in working order on the 21st of December. Then what we were informed by the disaster risk management team and Mr. Okam from the disaster risk management team, he informed us yesterday that when they arrived, they found that one of the big valves has been closed. And he said that that is what triggered that the fire alarms, I mean the sprinkling system didn't go on. But they finally opened it and they restored it, yes.
Is that unusual?
Well, I don't know, you know, everything is under investigation right now. I'm just quoting what Mr. Okam told us yesterday.
Mr. Farlek, Asandabet from Newsroom Africa. There are a lot of questions around whether there was negligence on the part of Parliament, why things were left unattended, if there was nighttime security, and if this could have been prevented earlier. What are the concerns of Parliament's administration and lessons that you're taking going forward about how to prevent such a disaster happening again?
Well, there's a lot of different views. And there's a lot of different theories that are going around.
Yes.
And what is currently important for us is to see that we receive credible reports from the different investigating agencies. And based on that, an assessment will be done. But I must add, a concern is as to how easily people could get access to the parliamentary precinct. It doesn't matter if it was New Year's Day or early in the morning. We expect a national key point to be protected.
Yes.
And everything necessary should be done to ensure that systems are working and systems are in place. The Speaker also made it very, very clear, together with the Chairperson of the National Council of Province, that the ease of access for somebody to get into a building is simply unacceptable. But as I said, the investigations, internal and external, will give us a better idea as to what went wrong there. As far as what Parliament is currently doing in discussion with the security services is to look at reinforcements that will take place, and I can't divulge that detail, unfortunately, to you.
Are there arrangements to get alternative venues? We understand the City of Cape Town and the Western Cape Legislature have offered their facilities for Parliament to use in the meantime until there's refurbishment. How far are those arrangements for getting work happening? There are questions about whether Parliament can then accept the Zondo report or the portion of the Zondo report in the meantime if the building has burnt down. Are there arrangements around getting alternative facilities to get Parliament's work going in the meantime?
Asanda, I can assure you that we put two options today to the Speaker and the presiding officer. The one option is the Cape Town International Convention Centre that is offered. There are no events taking place, that Parliament can use that. The second option was put by the Mayor of the City of Cape Town about the City Hall and some renovated city offices. The Speaker, together with the presiding officers, now they are considering which option are the best, and then the Speaker will make an announcement. We are confident that when the committees of Parliament start meeting on the 15th of January, that we would have sorted out everything. The other point, Chairperson, also is that the staff that is being servicing members of Parliament, they were housed here in the Marks building and 190 Plain Street, 120 Plain Street, and also 190 Plain Street. So the staff, their officers of Parliament have not been affected. We have also got the Good of Chambers up here that is also available. So we are working on a plan, but the State of the Nation will go ahead. The Zondo Commission report will be discussed by Parliament. I want to delay any fears that that might not happen, because Parliament will never use the excuse of the fire to make sure that we account to the people of South Africa, and that is why the presiding officers are there, Asanda.
Asanda, may I add that you must be aware that since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, the committees of Parliament have been functioning, even though they are not physically in Cape Town. And they will continue with their work when the committee sessions start. Oversight work will continue. And what is also of great importance to us is that, as the Honourable Minister indicated now, the officers of the staff of Parliament that support the committees has not been affected. And secondly, in terms of critical information and confidential information, we have embarked on a process of digitization of all information. The main data center is not affected. That information is secure. There is a second data center under the new wing of Parliament, the National Assembly, that was shut down before the fire reached that point, and electricity was also disconnected. So we will have to wait until the staff get access to see what is the state of that second, which is essentially a backup data center. But we are confident that the relevant material and information for the use by parliamentarians will be available.
Thank you so much. Well,
Thank you. We will get back to you soon.
From the Minister of Public Works and Satul Trolley, who is the House Chairperson of the SNF.
There you heard it from Public Works and Infrastructure Minister Patricia de Lille, as well as Parliamentary spokesperson Moloto Matapo and Mr. Cedric Frolik, the presiding officer, just speaking to what the flare-up has caused, and it has delayed the work of the engineers. That team that I spoke about earlier, they were supposed to go in and assess the damages, but due to the fire, or due to this flare-up, which we heard the City of Cape Town's Fire and Rescue Services, Jermaine Cardlesa, explaining was inevitable due to the wind changing direction and picking up again, and those embers that were still burning, and the high temperatures. So all of these factors really leading to what we are seeing now. I'm going to ask my colleague Crescendo just to take us back to those visuals of the National Assembly roof that's currently on fire.
No, very, very disturbing scenes that we're seeing there, Monique. But unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it there for now and catch up with you a bit later following that impromptu press briefing by the Minister.